data system comes out. And finally, Safety Alliance Julice, whose team, headed by Lee Rust, is designing, building and deploying the best louvers in the world, from cyclone shelters in the South Pacific to beachside homes on the northern beaches. These louvers are literally changing the world. And we can only change the world on the northern beaches because of the skills and talents of the people there and the skills they have and the opportunity to develop those skills. To our teachers go the laurels. Whether it is the STEM classes of the Belrose Public School headed by Belinda Zoran, whose year 4, 5 and 6 developed an entire marine ecosystem out of robots, or the year 6 of Pittwater House, who asked more difficult questions than most journalists. In fact, I wish to revise that, of any journalist I've ever met. Then you have the incoming leaders at Forest High, whose hopes for the future have not been dimmed by the last 12 months, but rather enhanced. For where some see problems, they see worthy challenges that they have no doubt they will overcome. Or the Covenant Christian School and the Northern Beaches Christian School, whose students' zest and enthusiasm for the future is infectious. My community knows that the environment matters. They know that whether it is PEP 11, live animal exports, or a renewable powered future, that I share their views, and I am fighting for those views here in this place. No doubt the road is long, but the journey is worth the destination. In my first speech in this place, I said that I believed Australia's best days are ahead of us because we have so much to hope for and so little to fear. While I must confess that my faith in this statement from time to time has wavered, it is renewed each time I realise that this Parliament believes that we strive for individual freedom because no society has been fair without it, that replacing equality of opportunity with equality of outcome is the surest path to division and dystopia, and that preserving the best of the past recognises those things we hold sacred and are important and guarantees us a better future. And that more than anything, we know that compassion does not come from the hands of unelected bureaucrats, but from our friends, family and neighbours. And these things, I know that we know are worth fighting for, and these are things that we will fight for every day. Mr Deputy Speaker, before I conclude, I just wanted to reflect on the previous member's speech. There is a lot of mythology that goes on this place around the car industry and that Joe Hockey wanted them to leave when he was here. Nothing could be further from the truth. And how do we know that is not from the truth? Because the car makers themselves announced under the Gillard government that they would not be renewing their investment in the Australian economy. And why? Because they could not get the productivity and costs that they needed out of their sector. And what were the biggest hold-ups there? Was it workplace relations and the terms and conditions that had agreed with? So was it the unions? Was it the unions and their inability, the Australian Manufactured Workers Union or the Australian Workers Union, that might have had something to do with this? We'll never know, because when Toyota went to sit down with them and discuss some improvements they could make in terms of productivity improvements at these factories, the union refused to turn up. So they did the logical thing, and Nissan and Toyota and Ford and GM all decided to leave. They don't believe Australians should own housing, they believe Australians should be in social housing.
Order.